With over 1,700 people dead from the coronavirus, it now stands at the deadliest health risk in current times. According to Kenya's ambassador to China, Sarah Serem, over 100 Kenyan students are stuck with China and are at a risk of contracting the virus. Here is the voice of Eileen Nelima, a Kenyan student in China, giving us insights on what it is like to be away from home and caught up in a health crisis.
When this started, it was during Chinese New Year, just like Christmas for us. A lot of Chinese are traveling at this point to go to their hometowns or to go abroad or something, or just to celebrate with their families. So schools were closed, and that means there are no Chinese students, even in the universities. Everyone has gone home to celebrate with their families. So this was, I think, worked to the advantage of the schools because they can now manage the small number of international students who are left behind in school. And so they distributed masks, and also temperatures were being taken every time you leave school and come back. Your temperature would be taken because fever is one of the symptoms that you have when you get the coronavirus. So if your temperature is above 37.3 degrees Celsius, then they will observe you and see if you're infected with coronavirus, and you will also be quarantined in your room. So after some time, they had to take more precautionary measures, and no one was allowed to just leave their houses or homes at their own will. So now I'm sure the question is, how are you getting supplies if you're not allowed to leave and come back at your own will? So for residential areas, only one person per household is allowed to leave in every 2 days to go and get supplies. And for schools, there are makeshift grocery stores, and the school supermarket and the school clinics are open. As of yesterday, there was a total of 73,000 cases reported. And in my opinion, I think if the government could evacuate, especially the people in Wuhan, it would be the best option for them and even for us. Because if you decide to leave China at your own will at this point, you do not know who you're going to meet on your way, and you do not know who is infected. Even though there are more measures, there are more things that have been put in place to know who was where and who had the infection at one point or the other, and so they can separate you from the rest of the people, but you still stand a risk of being infected while in transition. So if the government would evacuate people, it would be the best option, especially for those in Wuhan.